gave us so many visual images. Now, what type of literary device is that? Okay, imagery, that is correct. Next question. In the 3rd to 8th line, what do you think Petrarch was trying to say? Okay. For number 5, what hyperbole or exaggeration does the speaker use to make his points? Any answer? Can someone read the part of the poem that shows signs of hyperbole? Okay. Now, how did you interpret the last line? Okay, interesting answer. Now, how would you describe the speaker's or Petrarch's love? Can you give me at least 3 words that reveals his attitude? Okay, thank you. Do you have any question? Okay, none. Let's have an activity. Since the pandemic started, I know that many of us misses someone that we often used to be with, right? Because of social distancing. So now, I'd like you to relate the poem to your experiences. So, let us write a letter. This is the instruction. So, in a sheet of paper, I'd like you to write a letter to someone you miss. Describe the characteristics or features as well as the memories you have with that person. You may use some literary devices in describing, okay? So explain why you love that person. You can also use art materials or anything that you like so you could decorate your letter, okay? Are we clear? Now you will be graded using these criteria. For content, we have 50%, creativity, style, and originality, 30%, coherence of form and structure, 10%, clarity of imagery and language, 10%. Okay, are you done? Please pass your outputs. Okay, let's have a group activity. I will divide the class into 5 groups, and each group must reimagine the story of Laura and Petrarch in the modern world by creating a short film. Are you all excited? Okay. Now, do you have any question? Okay, how many minutes? 5 to 8 minutes. And you will be graded using this criteria. For originality, we have 30%. For creativity, we have 20%. For performance, we have 20%. Collaboration, we have 10%. And relevance is 20%. Do you still have any question? Okay. That is all for today, class. Thank you for participating. But before we leave, I would like to leave you a quote by Petrarch, and it says, "I wish to go beyond the fire that burns me." So whatever burning feeling you feel, or whatever pain you feel right now, I want you to go through it. I want you to go beyond it. Okay? That is all for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, contestant number 9. Moving on to contestant number 10.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. Maligayang pagdating sa isang makabago at napapanahong paraan sa pag-aaral. Ako si Teacher Mona, ang inyong magiging gabay sa araling ito na nagsasabing sikaping maging mabusisi, mapagsiyasat at mapanuri dahil iba ang may alam sa araling panlipunan. Halina at ako inyong samahan sa pagtuklas ng bagong aralin sa araw na ito. Handa na ba kayo? Tara na! Sa araw na ito, sa kontemporaryong issue, ating tatalakayin ang mga katangian at kahalagahan sa pakikilahok sa gawaing pansibiko. Inaasahan ko na sa pagtatapos ng ating aralin, ang bawat isa sa inyo ay matukoy ang katangian ng isang mamamayan na aktibong nakikilahok sa gawaing pansibiko. Mabigyang pansin ang kahalagahan sa gawain na ito at may sa buhay ang mga katangian ng isang mamamayang aktibong nakikilahok sa gawain at usaping pansibiko. Maaari niyo bang suriin ang mga nasa larawan? Mahusay! Iyan ay mga halimbawa ng mga gawaing pansibiko. Ilan sa mga ito ay ang pagbibigay donasyon sa dugo sa mga taong may sakit, relief operation sa mga taong sinalanta ng bagyo, sunog, pagputok ng bulkan, at baha. Ang voluntaryong pagtuturo sa mga kabataan at ang napapanahong community funding sa panahon ngayon ng pandemya. Ano sa palagay nyo ang aktibong pakikilahok sa gawaing pansibiko? Mahusay. Ang aktibong pakikilahok sa gawaing pansibiko ay kolektibong gawain tungo sa paglutas ng mga isyong pampubliko at tungkulin nating makilahok o gampanan upang makatugon tayo sa pangangailangan ng ating pamayanan o bansa. Ang salitang sibiko ay nagmula sa salitang Latin na ang ibig sabihin ay mamamayan. Alam niyo ba na noong unang panahon sa lipunan ng Pranses, tinatawag na civic ang isang mamamayan na nakapagbuwis ng buhay para sa kanyang kapwa at sa kanyang bayan. Dahil pagpapalit ito sa salitang civil o sibilyan na walang serbisyo ng pamahalaan o hindi nanungkulan bilang sundalo subalit nakakatulong ng malaki sa kanyang bayan. Ano naman sa inyong palagay ang mga katangian tinataglay ng isang aktibong mamamayan na nakikilahok sa gawaing pansibiko? Magaling! Ang mga katangian ng gawaing pansibiko ay ang pagiging makatao, makabansa, makadiyos at ang pagiging makakalikasan. Mahalaga ang gawaing pansibiko dahil una, tinitiyak nito na ang bawat mamamayan ay nabubuhay ng matiwasay at payapa. Pangalawa, higit na mapapadali ang serbisyong publiko kung ang bawat isa ay handa sa pagtulong at paglilingkod. At pangatlo, mas lalawak ang maaabot ng mga ahensyang pampamahalaan kung magsasama-sama ang mga institusyong binubuo ng mga individual na ang motibo ay mapahusay ang kalagayan ng bawat isa. Tinutukoy ng civic welfare o kagalingang pansibiko ang pinakamataas na kabutihang makakamit at mararanasan ng mga mamamayan. Ang kabutihang ito ay natatamasa sapagkat nanggagaling sa kagyat na pagtukon at pagmamalasakit ng kapwa mamamayan. Ang kamalayang pansibiko ay kaisipan na ang bawat isa ay may pananagutan sa kanyang kapwa. Ang pagkukusang loob, pagtulong ng walang inaasahang kapalit at bayanihan ay mga susing katangiang dapat taglayin sa gawaing pansibiko. Maaari ding tignan ang gawaing pansibiko bilang malawakang pagsama-sama ng mga tao upang tiyaking nasa pinakamahusay silang pamumuhay lalo na ang pinakamahirap. Karaniwang sinasakop ang kagalingang pansibiko ang mga usaping hinggil sa edukasyon, kalikasan, kabuhayan, pampublikong serbisyo at kalusugan. Hindi matatawaran ang kahalagahan ng gawaing pansibiko sa isang bansa. Ito ay isang paraan ng pagtitiyak na ang mga mamamayan sa isang lipunan ay tunay na malaya, nagsasarili at kontento sa kanilang pamunuan. Malaya din nilang naipapahayag ang sarili at nagagawa ang gusto ng di lumalabi sa itinakda ng batas. Ang pakikipagkapwa ay kakikitaan ng mga tao ng pagmamalasakit para sa isa't isa. Nagkukusang loob silang mapaglingkuran, lalo na at pinakikita ng gawaing pansibiko ang pinakamataas na level ng pakikipagkapwa, lalo na sa mahihirap. Kumikilo sila at tumutugon sa pangangailangan ng iba kahit hindi pagsabihan ang walang kumpas ng pamahalaan. Ngayon, upang lubos yung paunawaan at maging kawili-wili ang ating paksa sa araw na ito, tayo ay magkakaroon ng isang gawain. Narito ang panuto sa ating gawain. Gawin ang peace sign kung ang pahayag na tinutukoy ay walang kinalaman sa gawaing pansibiko. At opasay kung ito ay may kinalaman sa gawaing pansibiko. Handa na ba kayo? Atin ang simulan. Sa una, ang pagpili o ang pagboto ng tamang opisyal sa ating pamahalaan. Mahusay. Ito ay OPA. Ang pangalawa, ang voluntaryong pagtuturo sa mga kabataan. Tama uli. Ito ay OPA. Pangatlo, ang pag-abusong paggamit sa batas trapiko. Tama! Ito ay peace sign. Pang-apat, ang paglalaan ng oras sa pagbisita sa bahay ampunan. Napakagaling! Ito ay opasay. Dapat nating tandaan na ang kagalingang pansibiko ay isang sitwasyon kung saan taglay ng mamamayan ang kamalayan na may pananagutan ang bawat isa sa kanilang kapwa. Dapat din nating tandaan na ang gawaing pansibiko ay ang mga pagkilos o paglilingkod na kusang inihahandog ng isang individual. Bilang panapo sa ating aralin sa araw na ito, kayo ay aking hinahamon na na makilahok sa gawaing pansibiko. Gumawa kayo ng isang maiksing video at i-post ito sa inyong Facebook. Lagyan ito ng caption tungkol sa natutunan ninyo sa ating aralin sa araw na ito. Bilang pasasalamat, sa muli, ako si Teacher Mona, ang inyong naging gabay sa araw na ito na nagsasabing sikaping maging mabusisi, mapagsiyasan at mapanuri dahil iba ang may alam sa araling panlipunan. Hanggang sa muli, paalam!
Thank you very much, contestant number 10. Let us now proceed to contestant number 11.
Mabuhay, Math Wizards! Welcome back to our journey towards 9th grade mathematics mastery. I am Teacher Mark, and also a secret advisor to Katsu Incorporated. Are you ready to learn our competency of the day?
Yes!
I am glad to hear that. Before starting our lesson, let me check your virtual attendance first. Scan the QR code on the top of your screen or type this link to access the Google form. Never forget to type the word present. Your response to the Google form will serve as your attendance. Today, we will learn how to solve problems involving oblique triangles using laws of sines and cosines. Before we dive into our lesson, let us have a quick read about the terms that you will encounter. Pause the screen if needed.
Incoming transmission. Agent Aries Hawk. You are assigned to infiltrate the terrorist group named the Syndicate. You will plot the points to the map given by the CAT-SU. Incorporated to form a triangle. The bomb is located at the encenter of the triangle. Do not get caught.
For my brother's legacy, I accept the mission.
Why are you sleeping, Agent Aries? Should you have been sleeping at Tanuanes?
I am sorry, but who are you and why am I here?
This is the Katsu Library. Katsu never wants its agent to proceed on an impossible mission without enough knowledge and equipment to battle. Katsu recommends you to review the contents of these books first before you head on to your mission. The thermobaric bomb planted by the Syndicate has a timer set. According to the clues left by Agent Marino, the bomb will explode in T-3 hours, 2 minutes, and 10 seconds. You need to review all this mathematical concept in 2 minutes so that your mission will be a success. After reviewing the mathematical concepts, I will give you a map for the first mission and coordinate. Study fast and intelligent.
Teacher Mark, I need your help. I heard you, Agent Aries Hawk. Let us review law of sines first. Consider triangle ABC. Sine law is expressed as if two angles and the length of one side of an oblique triangle is given, sine law is appropriate to be used. This is the case for ASA or SAE triangles, which are solvable by sine law. Additionally, sine law can also be applied to triangles with cases of ambiguity. Ambiguity affects the number of solutions in an oblique triangle. Technically, an ambiguous triangle is an SSA triangle. From what we have learned from our past lessons about the law of sines, when we saw for the value of the angle theta opposite to one side is given in an SSA triangle, we considered that
Suppose in this SSA triangle, since angle Q is a cube, then two triangles or solutions could be formed are the given angle must be shorter than the other side PQ, and the side PR must be greater than the product of P and sine A. But if the angle given is obtuse, only one triangle or solution is formed. There is only one answer in this case.
Therefore, always check if the alternative answer makes sense. Sometimes it will, and it has two solutions. Sometimes it won't, and it only have one solution. Cosine law is used to determine the length of the third side with the two given lengths and an included angle. any angle with a 3 given lengths. Using triangle ABC, cosine law can be described as. However, using SSS triangles, cosine law need to be manipulated since the measures of the 3 angles are unknown. Either one of the formulas can be used in solving the missing parts of the oblique triangle, but you have to choose which procedure is best suited for your solution. Students, review our video lesson about the law of sines and cosines if you have difficulties in this part of the lesson. Agent Aris, you are now ready to continue your impossible mission.
You are lucky that Teacher Mars is always by your side. You are now ready to receive the map that you just injected. First coordinate is really on the side of the map. Look underneath the black hole of your first location to know the distance to your next coordinate.
To plot the point 3, 4, we need to move 3 units right from the origin and move 4 units up. Aha! Agent Marino directs us to
provincial capital of Catanduanes.
Teacher Mark, I need your help.
Desert Eagle and another agent sighted MB Syndicate B, M, carrying illegal drugs from 2 lighthouses that are 30 kilometers apart on the shore. The angle at the first lighthouse, L sub 1, between the shore and the ship is 35 degrees. The angle at the second lighthouse, L sub 2, is 46 degrees. Find the distance of the ship, M, from the first lighthouse, L sub 1, so that Agent Desert Eagle can launch missiles to destroy the Syndicate's plan and collect the next coordinates. Desert Eagle.
First, we need to draw an oblique triangle, write our values, and label missing parts. We can conclude that angle M has a value of 99 degrees because the angles of the triangle should have a sum of 180 degrees. Next, we will be using the law of sines to find the missing distance. Upon solving using the law of sines, we can conclude that the ship and the first lighthouse have a distance of 21 and 85 kilometers.
To plot the point 6, 8, we need to move 6 units right from the origin and move 8 units up. Aha! Agent Marino directs us to
Virac Town Center.
Intelligence report indicates that Agent AK-47A is 5.9 kilometers from a Syndicate hideout, H, and 7.8 kilometers from the nearest rocket detachment, R. The agent estimates the angle between H and R from her position to be 40 degrees. How far is the rocket detachment to the Syndicate hideout? Find the distance of the hideout to the detachment so that our operatives can launch rockets and collect the next coordinates.
We need to draw an oblique triangle, write our values, and label missing parts. Next, we'll be using the law of cosines to find the missing distance. Upon solving, we can conclude that the unknown distance is 5 and 14 thousandths kilometers. To plot the point 12, 4, we need to move 12 units right from the origin and 4 units up. Aha! Agent Marino directs us to
Anduanes Doctors Hospital.
Upon checking the 3 points given by Agent Moore, we can now locate the in-center of the triangle. The bomb is found inside the
Catanduanes State University Vaccination Facility.
The answer to this problem gives clues about the detonation code and the location of the bomb. A triangular land of the PAD SUHQ with points A, B, C is to be fenced with security traps. How many meters of fencing materials are needed to cover the lot?
We can conclude that the missing segments AB and BC are needed to be computed and the perimeter of the triangle is missing. Next, we will be using the law of sines to find the length of the missing segments. Upon solving, we can conclude that the sizes of the missing segments are 106 and 85 meters and 119 and 9 meters. The perimeter of the lot is 375 and 94 meters.
Mission success. The explosion of the bomb was aborted.
The story of Agent Aris Hawk was a thriller. Mad Wizards! You can be your community's super agent. I hope that you can now solve problems involving oblique triangles. You can scan this QR code or type this link to watch a detailed video solving the example problems. Once again, I am Teacher Mar. Stay safe and enjoy math!
Thank you, contestant number 11. Completing the entries for today's competition is contestant number 12.
Magandang umaga, class. Stephanie, please lead the prayer. Thank you, Stephanie. Magsiupo ang lahat. May liban ba ngayon? Wala. Wow, very good. Perfect attendance. Sapagkat napakaganda ng ating magiging talakayan sa araw ngayon. Ready na ba kayo? Ngayon, naaalala ba ninyo kung anong tinalakay natin noong nakaraang araw? Aalamin natin yan sa pamamagitan ng isang activity. Yan. Naaalala mo pa ba? Naaalala niyo pa ba? Anong gagawin ninyo? Ang gagawin ninyo ay huhulaan ninyo ang ipapakita kong mga larawan kung ano ito at kung ano ang kaugnayan nito sa ating nakaraang discussion. Handa na ba ang lahat? May katanungan? Wala? Okay, let's start. Ano kaya ang unang larawan? Alvin. Yes, unang ligma ang pandaigdig. Ang pangalawang larawan, sino makakahula? Casey. Okay. Ito ang pagpaslap o asasinasyon kay Archduke Prince Ferdinand. Okay? Pangatlong picture. Yes, Grace. Ito ay ang Russian Revolution. Pangapat. Yes, Alvin. Okay, ito ang Treaty of Versailles. Tingnan natin kung tama ang inyong mga sagot. Wow, very good. Tama. Ngayon, bago tayo dumako or bago ko sabihin sa inyo anong ating paksa, meron pa tayong isang activity. Ito ay ang ayusin mo. Ano kaya ang aayusin natin? Ang gagawin ni teacher, magpapakita si teacher ng iba't ibang salita o parirala na may kaugnayan sa ating magiging aralin. Huhulaan ninyo at aayusin ninyo ang spelling. Magtaas ng kamay kapag magsasalita. First word, sino ang makakahula? Stephanie. Collapse. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, very good. Pangalawang salita. Steve. United States. Okay, very good, Steve. Pangatlong salita. Alvin. New technologies. Tingnan nga natin kung tama. O yan, very good. So, ang ating mga salitang hulaan ay pakibasa nga. Okay, thank you, Alvin. So, ngayon, ipapakita ako sa inyong video. Ang title ng video na ito ay ang The End of World War I. Handa na bang manood ang lahat? Naaalala ang panuntunan ng panunood ng video? Pakibasa nga Arnold ng panuntunan natin sa panunood ng video. Ayan, very good. Okay, simulan na natin ang panunood. So, naintindihan ba ang pinanood ng video? Nag-take notes ba kayo? Sino makapagsasabi kung ano ang natutunan nila sa video? Marco. Okay, very good, Marco. Sino ba? Alexa. Okay, thank you, Alexa. What about you, Patrick? Okay, very good. So, ngayon, nakakahulaan ba ninyo kung anong magiging paksa natin ngayon? Andre. Okay, ito ay ang epekto ng unang digmaang pandaigdig. Dumako tayo sa unang aspekto. Pakibasa nga, Leia. Okay, thank you, Leia. Epekto ng unang digmaang pandaigdig sa aspekto politika. Ano kaya ang mga ito? Pakibasa nga nito, Marco. Okay, thank you, Marco. So, ito ang mga halimbawa ng epekto ng digmaang pandaigdig
Okay, thank you, John. So, mayroon tayo dalawang epekto ng ekonomiya. Ang United States ay nagkaroon ng tinatawag na Roaring Twenties at ang Germany ay nagkaroon ng tinatawag na Economic Depression. So, matapos ang unang digmaang pandaigdig, sa halip na magkaroon na pagbagsak ng ekonomiya sa United States, ay lumago pa ang ekonomiya nila at tinawag itong Roaring Twenties. Nagkaroon sila ng economic boom. Sa Germany naman, bumagsak ang ekonomiya dahil sa dami ng kanilang dapat pagbayaran dahil natalo sila sa unang digmaang pandaigdig, may binayaran silang pera, may binayad sila ng teritoryo, bumagsak ang kanilang ekonomiya. Another aspect ay ang lipunan. Pakibasa nga, Casey. Okay, thank you, Casey. So, sa ilalim ng aspektong lipunan, umangat ang feminismo or rise of feminism dahil na nga sa isinasabak ng mga lalaki sa giyera, halos maubos yung mga lalaki sa mga home countries nila. Yung mga tinatrabaho na panlalaki ay tinatrabaho ng mga babae dahil doon natuto ang mga babae ng iba't iba kakayahan at dahil din doon nagkaroon din ng kalayaan ng mga babae. Matapos din ang unang digmaang pandaigdig, nakamtan din ng mga babae sa ilang bansa sa Allied Powers ang karapatang bumoto. Hey. Susunod ay ang vibrant literary movement dahil ginamit ng mga literary writers na inspirasyon ang unang digmaang pandaigdig sa pagsusulat. Napakaraming nailabas ng mga literary pieces. So, ayan ang mga epekto panglipunan. Ngayon, mayroon kayong pangkatang gawain. Hahatiin natin ang klase sa 4 na grupo. Ang gagawin ninyo ay gumawa ng Venn diagram na nagpapakita ng 3 aspekto na naapektuhan ng unang digmaang pandaigdig at iuri ang iba't ibang epekto. Gagawin ninyo yan sa Manila paper na ibibigay ko sa loob na 10 minuto. Pangalawa, ipipresenta ninyo ang ginawa ninyo sa loob ng 5 minuto. Okay, magbilang ng 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, group 1 dito kayo, group 2 doon, group 3 dito, at group 4 doon. Meron kayong 10 minuto upang gawin itong Manila paper. Please fast forward. Meron kayong 10 minuto upang gawin ang gawain ninyo. Okay? Timer starts now. Okay, so tapos na ang 10 minuto. Ready na ba ang mga pangkat? Ready na. Magsisimula tayo sa group 4, pupunta sa group 1 sa pagpipresenta ng inyong mga ginawa. Okay? Please present group 4. So, ayan. Very good. Napakahusay class. Talagang naiintindihan ninyo ang iba't ibang epekto ng unang digmaang pandaigdig. Sino makapagsasabi nga ulit ang 3 aspektong naapektuhan ng unang digmaang pandaigdig? Stephanie. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Sino makapagbibigay ng isang halimbawa sa bawat aspekto? Alvin. Okay, thank you, Alvin. Ngayon, ano kaya ang pagkuhan ninyo sa unang digmaang pandaigdig? Sa magiging epekto or sa naging epekto nito sa sangkatauhan at sa mga bansang nasangkot? Andrew. Yes, tama, opo. Bilang kabataan o bilang mag-aaral, ano ang inyong maiaambag upang mapanatili ang kapayapaan sa loob ng tahanan at sa lipunan? Sino makakasagot? Alexa. Okay, thank you, Alexa. Sino pa ang may kasagutan? Arnold. Okay, thank you, Arnold. So, ayan. Kumuha ng isang 4 na papel at tayo ay mag-quiz. Bibigyan ko kayo ng 10 minuto para tapusin ang short quiz na ito. Tapos na, pakipasa dito sa table ni teacher ng inyong mga papel. Okay, so para sa inyong takdang aralin, pumili kayo ng isang malikhaing gawa, either slogan, tula, poster, awitin, guna o iba pa, at ipapakita ninyo dito ang kahalagahan ng kapayapaan. Okay po ba? Naintindihan? Opo, ipapasa ninyo yan next meeting at ipipresent ninyo. Sino pa ang may katanungan? Wala na? Okay, very good. So, dahil wala na katanungan, dito magtatapos ang ating aralin. So, see you next meeting. Goodbye, class!
And there you have it, the official demo teaching entries for today's competition. 12 state universities and colleges presented their entries and gave insightful performances. At this point, we shall proceed to the deliberation of judges. And while the judges are deliberating, let us first witness and indulge ourselves to the following video. To give us the words of acknowledgement, let us please welcome Professor Sixto O. Orzales, Faculty, ELC Department of BUCE, Focal Person and the Committee Chair of BUCE Virtual Demo Teaching Competition.
Thank you, Vincent. As we reach the conclusion of the BUCE Regional Virtual Demo Teaching Competition, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the organizing committee to the following people. To our esteemed SUC President 4 of Bicol University, Dr. Arnulfo M. Mascarenhas, for his approval to conduct this regional event. It only articulates that we are on the right track. To our dynamic Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Lorna Emilia, for her unwavering support of all our endeavors. To all of our endeavors. To the hardworking people behind this event, Professor John Mark Mayor, Professor Catherine Torre, Professor Miles Lieva, Professor Rita Lina, and the other members of the faculty who lent their generous hand to ensure that everything is well taken care of, like Dr. Renelyn Bautista, Dr. Maria Teresa Abainza, our Associate Dean, Professor Cecil Aguilar, and Professor Annabel Arena. To the selfless officers of the College Student Council, headed by Mr. Cari Dominic Abihuro, for their willingness to help despite their hectic academic schedules. Special mention, of course, to our MC, Mr. Vincent Damian Oro. To Ma'am Shaira Bailon of CHED for her assistance and tips on how to run an academic contest of this magnitude. To our panel experts, Ma'am Margarita O. Maravilla, Ma'am Michelle Daniel Lozanes, and Dr. Bay Averilla for lending us your most precious time in choosing the best among the best. To the 12 contestants from Divine Word College of Legazpi, Veritas College of Irusin, St. Luis de Marila College of Sorsogon, Ateneo de Naga University, University of St. Anthony, Camarines Sur Polytechnic Colleges, Santa Elena College Incorporated of Cam Norte, Partido State University, Sorsogon State University, Dr. Ruby Lanting Cazaul Educational Foundation Incorporated, Catanduanes State University College of Education, Co-Ed, and Bicol University Gubat Campus. To all the coaches and deans of this institution, thank you so much for accepting the challenge of participating in this highly competitive event. To our viewers, especially our pre-service teachers all over the Bicol region, in Zoom and in our BU official Facebook page, thank you for tuning in. I hope that what you saw this morning inspired you to think out of the box. To our contestants who are excitedly waiting for the results, I wish you the best, and please remember, you are all winners. If you come in here with the thought of not just winning the plum prize, but the thought of gaining experience and sharing to the rest of Bicolandia your creativity in teaching, then you will never lose. Again, thank you all so much to all of you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sixto Orzales, for that message. At this point, we would like to invite all the participants, faculty, and persons involved here for the most awaited moment has come. To reiterate, the winner of this competition will be receiving 5,000 pesos in cash. First runner-up will be receiving 3,000 pesos. And second runner-up will be receiving 2,000 pesos. While entries will walk home with respective consolation prizes. I'm so excited. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is my privilege to present you the BUCE Centennial Regional Virtual Demo Teaching Competition winners. I will be starting off with the second runner-up. The second runner-up for the BUCE Centennial Regional Virtual Demo Teaching Competition is from Catanduanes State University, College of Education, Mar Aris T. Marino. Congratulations. Once again, congratulations, Catanduanes State University. Moving on to the first runner-up award. Congratulations. From Partido State University, Gerald June P. Guevara. Once again, congratulations, Partido State University. And finally, the champion and winner of the BUCE Centennial Regional Virtual Demo Teaching Competition. Congratulations to University of St. Anthony, Jenizel M. Joven. University of St. Anthony will be receiving 5,000 pesos in cash as well as certificate. Congratulations to all the winners of our BUCE Centennial Regional Virtual Demo Teaching Competition and to the 12 participating state universities and colleges. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks to everyone who participated and exerted effort and time in making this event possible. Now, for the awarding of virtual certificate for our dear judges. Thank you very much for sharing your expertise to this online event. We would like to extend our gratitude and thanks once again to Madam Maria Margarita O. Maravilla, to Dr. Maria Aveline P. Averilla, and Madam Michelle D. Los Anjos. Let me read the citation. Certificate of Commendation is respectfully given to our judges for being one of the guest judges of the Regional Virtual Demonstration Teaching Competition as part of the Albay Normal School, Bicol Teachers College, and BUCE or Bicol University College of Education Centennial Anniversary. Given this 7th day of December 2021 at Bicol University College of Education, Daraga, Albay. Signed, Dr. Lorna M. Minya, BUCE Dean. Once again, congratulations to our winners and to the judges and to the organizers. We have finally come to the end of this program. I would like to take this opportunity to give thanks and congratulations once again to everyone who made this event possible, to the BUCE Dean, Associate Dean, the faculty, and the participants and professors from the different participating state universities and colleges. This day truly exemplified excellence in scholarship. Congratulations to everyone. This has been Vincent Marian D. Oro. Good morning, keep safe, and bye for now.
Sir JM? Sir C?
Before we leave the Zoom meeting, let us please turn on our cameras, Zoom cameras, for the photo opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincent. Hi po, one of the organizers here, si President Carrie Dominic.
Stop recording mo muna po, Carrie.
I'll be capturing this Zoom.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Sige po, konting retouch. Ayan. Pwede po, I'll just be forwarding these para you have your documentations as well. Sige po, we have 2 pages. I'll be screenshotting both. Hintay lang ng konti mag-open ng camera at yung mga participants sa Zoom. Sige po. Ayan. Ready? Hindi ako ready. In 1, 2, 3, smile.
Sir JM, naka-disable daw po yung camera pag open ng camera sa ibang participants ata.
Hindi man po.
Hindi man po.
May nag-chat
Yung
po kasi
Mang Bay po, Sir JM, naka-disable daw.
Enabled na po si Ma'am Bay.
I'm good. I'm here. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you po, Teacher Day.
Okay.
Sige po, let's try this again sa pag-photo up po. Ready? First page po. 1, 2, 3, smile. Copy and paste. Sige po, doon na tayo sa second and our last page for our Zoom meeting. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan, copy and paste. We'll be sending this na lang po. And thank you so much po again to everyone. I'll give it back
Thank
to
you.
our
Thank you,
organizer.
Thank you so much
everyone.
po.
Thank you po,
Ma'am
Ma'am
Bay, thank you.
Lawrence.
Ma'am Marga, thank you po. And to the
Thank you po.
faculty.
Thank you,
Ma'am
everyone.
Marga, Ma'am
Marion,
Thank you po.
very good.
Congrats po sa lahat.
Thank you po. Congratulations po.
Congratulations. Diba, yun
Thank
si
you,
Mario.
Vincent. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you,
po.
Vincent. Ma'am Lawrence, thank you. Ma'am Lawrence, later this
Amina.
afternoon.
Thank you po, Madam Dean.
Thank you and congratulations,
Ma'am Lawrence.
everyone.
Opo. See you later, Madam.
Yes.
Thank you po.
One down, 2 more to go.
2 days pa. Okay, bye-bye.
Congratulations sa lahat.
Salamat po.
Magaling ninyo.
Salamat po.
Ma'am Bay, salamat po, Ma'am Bay. Thank you.
Nakamute ka po, madam.
Thank you. I'm so inspired. Ay, katitiban. Grabe. Okay? And may the participants, everyone, not only the winners, keep inspiring the field of education. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you po. Bye-bye po. I-end ko na
Bye-bye
po
po.
yung session natin. See you later, everyone.
Opo, bye-bye.